Hello everybody, happy Friday. Hope you're doing very, very well, and I don't want to hype this up too much, but we could possibly have one of the best shirts released in the entirety of 2024 right here in this little parcel here with some interesting branding on there that probably maybe not be too familiar to some of you, especially if you've not seen the shirt before. It's one that has only been recently released. In fact, I got this delivered probably last week, so it's I'm very keen to open it, as you can clearly tell. I really hope it looks as good as it does online. The marketing images have been amazing for it, but sometimes it doesn't quite translate. So let's get it open. Hopefully there's tags on it, and hopefully it's going to be a decent shirt. So let's get it open and see what is going on. Here we go. Oh, nope. So that's the presumed return thing. So here it is. Beautiful shirt. It's difficult to tell what's going on through there, but you've got the sizing, etc. So let's get it open in this resealable bag, it seems. That's okay, and then okay then. So right, okay then. How do I? Okay then. So what we have here is this. So quite clearly, that's the sort of the famous signs of the most popular sort of religious groups found around the world, and probably within the area that this shirt originates from. And if I remember correctly, from looking at the images, this was on the back of the neck. So do I have to put that on myself now? Is that what we're saying? Interesting. Don't really have the facilities to do that because I have an iron, I suppose. That's dangerous. Anyway, so that's that bit done. The rest of the shirt, is that all going to be intact, or are we going to have to build our own? Get rid of that. Okay then, so let's start with the rear. So there's definitely nothing on the back of the neck, so it's not like they've given me a spare just in case. But there we go, there is the design. So we've got this black and white checkerboard style going on there. Very cool, interesting. And then if you sort of look a little bit closer towards the sort of the black ones, you'll see that there's a design further within there. Interesting. So there's nothing on the back of the neck, or at least not yet. On the sleeve, there's nothing on that one. And on the sleeve, there is a little bit of a, what I can only imagine is some sort of sponsor there. Golden trims there. Golden on the collar. Bring it around to the front. We have a tag, which is nice. Is what you'd expect anyway from the fellas at Macron. And there is the front of the shirt. A continuation of that black and white design, but this time now we have this golden sort of a sponsor, sort of, on the front. We have the golden crest, and then we have the Macron with some text underneath it that says Pompeii. Interesting, isn't it? So I wouldn't be too surprised if you're not too familiar with the club itself. So let me dress the mannequin. I'll explain to you about the club, and then obviously come on to this beautiful, beautiful shirt. Okay then, so there is the shirt, and it's one of those occasions where the lighting in this room just isn't going to do it enough justice. It's beautiful, it really does look great, but it's one of those ones in person you'll have to see. It's very, very pleased with it. But who is the club? It is AD Ceuta, and it's their special edition shirt from the 24-25, the current season, very recently released. Now, I bought this from the Pompeii website for £89, so it's not a cheap shirt, it's quite a pricey one. And you may be asking, who are Pompeii and why their store when clearly it's a Macron shirt? Well, yeah, correct, that's correct, but it's a collaboration between Macron and Pompeii, which is a Spanish fashion brand. And when I bought this one, it wasn't available to buy on the Macron store, though you can buy it now. The price on the Macron store is a little bit higher, but the shipping may be a little bit lower, so maybe it might balance out if you were to choose. The Pompeii website, I don't think it even had a small, but it's certainly sold out in medium, but the Macron store, at the time of recording at the very least, has all sizes available to you. However, I'm thinking, will you get this additional thing to transfer if you buy it from the Macron store? I don't know, it depends on how it comes, because Macron usually send their shirts in those big boxes. So I guess there's only one way to find out if someone were to buy one and let us know, because I'm happy with what I've got here. So the club was founded in 1956 and come from the autonomous city of Ceuta. Autonomous city, interesting. Yes, indeed. Well, it's because it's not found in the mainland of Spain. It's a Spanish club, this is. And it's not found on the many islands that Spain have also. It's because it's found in Morocco. Yes, North Africa. It's one of Spain's territories in Africa, shall we say. And as you would expect, it's quite a disputed zone between Spain and Morocco itself. Now, the club currently play in the third tier of Spain and started off the season relatively well. Carrying on from last season, because last season they also finished in sort of the promotion playoff zone, though they did stumble at the first hurdle, losing to Gymnastic in the first round. So they're going to probably try and at least get that promotion spot once again. So clearly, it's a Macron shirt. Great start, as always, to go with them. And it's paired up with a brand called Pompeii, which admittedly, I don't have any of their clothes, but I have heard of them before, partly because they did a collaboration with Kappa. I think it was either last year or the year before for a Pompeii FC, which obviously isn't a real club. It's like a streetwear sort of thing, and that was beautiful. Not unsurprising, because Kappa do some great stuff. Also, I think when it comes to Macron, this has got to be the first time that they've partnered up with somebody like a brand. You've seen it with Nike and Adidas and Puma and Kappa, but I don't think I've seen them Macron do it. If you know anybody, please let me know. Now, when it comes to the shirt, it was actually slated to be worn in the Copa del Rey against Jerez, of all clubs, the club that was in the shirt reveal from the last video. However, due to the sort of mad weather that Spain had, most notably in Valencia, with all those terrible flooding and damage and just absolute chaos that was caused, they had to postpone their match. So this shirt was actually worn in the league game against Real Murcia, which they won 4-2. So they got to wear a beautiful shirt and experience a victory also. So that's always nice when that happens. They did actually eventually play Jerez in the cup and did win 1-0, but they wore I think it was just their home shirt that they wore. Their typical shirts of the season are just Macron templates. Simple, nice, but not as good as this one. When it comes to the design of this one, clearly they've been inspired by the flag of the city of Ceuta, which is just black and white all the way around. Naturally, you've got these golden trims on there, which, look, you put gold on any shirt, very rarely does it make it worse. It's certainly made it much better. You've got a single button on the collar there. Obviously, I've got my little thing that I need to transfer on somehow. But yeah, it's a great shirt. It's a beautiful, beautiful shirt. I'd be very surprised if it didn't make it into the top 10 for shirts that I'd purchased in 2024. But like with every year, I've forgotten what I actually have or haven't bought in January, February or March. So maybe there's some absolute beauties, and I suspect there probably will be. I've got some more shirts to open up, all of which at the moment are special edition shirts. Design-wise, one of them could challenge us, one possibly. The other two are just nice, rare shirts, I think, ultimately. But yeah, let me know what do you think. Again, bear in mind the lighting is not going to be perfect. The marketing images, which were plentiful and beautiful, made it look very, very spectacular. But I'm pleased with it. I'm happy to own it. I don't know how many is going to be available. You can imagine with a special one, it's going to be limited to some degree, and also with it being a third-tier Spanish team, there's not going to be millions of these produced. So if you are keen on getting something like this, which it's a shirt that you could probably wear out and about, and people wouldn't necessarily think it's like a football shirt immediately, partly because people are not going to recognise the club, and also it just looks like a sort of a sporty but trendy shirt, shall we say. But that's it. Guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. I genuinely really do appreciate it. And I hope you have a great weekend ahead. And I'll see you next week. Goodbye.